Today, we are talking about the incredible horror story of non-fungible tokens. Let's turn off the light. From crypto art to crypto brand and games to even hacking the Bitcoin network. How an industry where people debate even at 0.00001% chance of a censorship points of failure, a subculture. They don't even try to be decentralized, become the face of it. The rise and fall of JPEGs. Are NFTs still a thing? I'm Based Toshi, and welcome to Based Science. Once upon a time, in 2016, people started to experiment the idea to build collections of unique objects. These objects must have an ID and a link to a picture. At the time, no one took them seriously.
It's just a URL to the JPEG.
Except for Y Combinator, because they invested in something called OpenSea. 1 year later, in the craziness of the ICO bubble, when people sold their houses to buy the next year's C20 based on a white paper where they promised to build GTA 7 with flying cars and space dinosaurs. Yes, same in 2021 about NFTs collection drops. But let's back to the story. OpenSea was developing the first marketplace for NFTs. But before that, in Canada, Larva Studios released a collection called CryptoPunks.
Fucking Jay-Z's Twitter handle right now is a CryptoPunk.
The first generative made 10K unique collection. But after that, in November, CryptoKitties, a famous NFT crafting game, started to create the NFT hype.
Hey, hey, hey!
The Ethereum gas price was pushed to new heights, and in December, OpenSea was officially launched.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Giving to the NFT movement a common place to trade. But they were unlucky because it was right before the Bitcoin dump and the starting of the 2008 Bitcoin bear market. So no more interest for NFTs. Actually, in 2019, OpenSea founders, they give to the platform the last chance because NFTs was not even a bloodbath, just nobody was interested. But what's happened is that some ICOs project, they shipped the product, mostly about virtual worlds. And this started the hypes for NFTs virtual real estate. They have their own community, trading was growing, but this wasn't enough for OpenSea to continue operations. But at some point, a new buzzword spread to the internet. Crypto art. A fresh new movement and new marketplaces like Super Rare, when artists can create their artworks, sold it, and use a new system called royalties to earn from every trade of their artworks. And this was the killer app that changed the industry forever. But there is a catch. Royalties are a marketplace agreement who forces the royalty fee to creators. Is not written in the smart contract of NFTs. This will be so important later on. And the NFT bubble finally starts. OpenSea quickly catch the opportunity and add royalty to its platform. Very soon after, royalties became the basic business model for every NFT project. But things started to get another direction from the promise. Artists were replaced by 10K or 20K collections, mostly about profile pictures, and this became the new meta. CryptoPunks, they started to be sold for a crazy amount of money.
Hoodie Ape sold for 3,300 ETH or $4.5 million.
Bored Ape shipped. RTFKT, the studio behind Clonix, backed by AZ16, was sold to Nike for billions. And all of the attention switched from art to PFP like brands. But influencer came to the game. And people started trading NFTs based on how much big were the shillers. And it started the NFT craze, exactly as the ICO bubble, promising GTA 7 with flying cars and space dinosaurs, but this time not just with a boring white paper, but with pixelated images. and special access to Discord alpha chats. And in 2021, a Bored Ape was the Gen Z version of a boomer with a Rolex. And in this moment, most of the newcomers in crypto, they didn't even care about the crypto ethos, decentralization. They just care about Steve Aoki,
Sure, these Bored Apes.
Because I was about to say, baby, I'm holding.
Snoop Dogg and Eminem,
You make money moves like the Matrix, make more motivation.
making crypto trades. Even Shaquille O'Neal dropped the NFT collection. But the crypto craze and the NFT hype slowly disappeared. Interesting thing that during the bull market, all of the NFT collection, they were like a cult.
You do live inside of the matrix. Most of you are slaves.
In fact, developers, they were able to stop people to use DeFi version of NFTs, which include having liquidity and making the NFT more liquid, like NFTs 20s and other projects, for just one reason, because NFTs in DeFi wrapped into ERC20s, they were able to lose their royalties, because royalties were not in the smart contract. It was just a gentleman agreement with the marketplace. And here is when things start to get another direction. In the bear market, all of the followers of major NFT collection, they were totally broke. They lost a lot and they stopped their crazy beliefs in their NFT cults. And another thing to consider before going forward with the story is that the NFT craze, a lot of NFT drops, was driven also by another interesting thing. There was a legal hole about NFTs. ERC20 had precedent from the SEC to be a security, but not for NFTs. Even if they're both just a tradable object on Ethereum. Companies like OpenSea, they tried as much as possible to don't innovate into the trading activity, to try to pass for regulators as much as possible.
Crypto art.
Even if people during the bull market at the peak, they didn't even care about what picture they have bought. They just cared about the floor price and trading of this. And this is when Paradigm and one guy called Pac-Man came with the idea of Blur, the status quo killer who put reality into the table. Blur started an NFT marketplace for traders. Without attention on the images, but just on the floor price, they decided to do an airdrop based on trading activities and to stop forcing royalty to be more competitive with OpenSea, just forcing as little as 0.5% per trade. And greedy NFT holders for the airdrop, they start to use Blur and not OpenSea.
Blur, one of the ways in which it initially got a lot of traction was by appealing to professional traders and making it seem more like you're trading tokens rather than trading NFTs. So kind of commoditizing NFTs a little bit more and encouraging people to sort of farm NFTs, provide more liquidity on NFTs, and increase the liquidity of NFTs in general, especially for floor NFTs.
Blur became the king of daily trading volume for NFTs and forced OpenSea to stop their artistic vernissage overview to release first OpenSea Pro, which is like a Blur similar platform, and at some point to stop forcing royalties. And this changed the industry forever because royalties were the basic business model for NFT collections. But fun fact, the crypto world is so crazy that venture capitalists, they invested billions into NFT businesses based on a business model that were just a gentle agreement of marketplaces, not even forced by the smart contracts. And that is the peak of the craziness of our society. Because now the NFTs ecosystem is on the stall. Nobody knows how to have royalties back, or if it's the right moment to find another source of funding. But Blur opened their eyes to everyone that NFTs, they are just a pump and dump scheme as their C20s, based on the floor price of a collection. What's the future for NFTs? I think that people misleading themselves when they divide DeFi and NFTs. They are both just tradable object on Ethereum, and they should be treated in the same way, both legally and both technologically. Because even if NFTs they don't have decimal, you can easily wrap and trade it on Uniswap, for example. Or there is some Uniswap-like DeFi architecture for NFTs tradings like Sudo, which during the NFT hype, nobody uses Sudo because they just didn't put royalties. And that's fun, the power of the cults that NFT projects have on their users.
I am the most powerful practitioner of psychokinesis and telepathy in the world.
I think that it will be just a project decision if they want to build their Ethereum asset with different images or without as a normal ERC20. But the driver of both ERC20s and NFTs is not about if they are non-fungible tokens or ERC20. It's about what's their utility, why I buy this, and what drives the demand for this asset. I hope that finally we reach this moment. Lights on. Crypto is crazy. People invested billions in JPEGs thinking that they held the image in the blockchain. So who knows? Maybe the next run will not driven by logical things, but just craze. This is what usually happens in crypto. And this is why crypto never stopped to surprise me. Let's see the future of NFTs together. Subscribe to my channel and see you next.